Issac was a peaceful person, very respectful. He's honest person. He's so dream.
It was supposed to be an ordinary trip. In the early hours of a quiet evening in Pretoria, an e-hauling driver known to people as Issac Satlat, a Nigerian national, accepted what seemed like an ordinary trip request. Like thousands of drivers across South Africa, he was working late, doing what so many do to provide for their families. But this ride will never reach its destination. Good day and welcome to Crime Heart. If this is your first time viewing our channel, please hit the like button and subscribe. Today we'll be talking about the tragic case of Issac Satlat. You see, Issac, like many others, thought he was just going to drive people from their destination and move on to the next. But no, that day it was going to be brutal and horrific. Before we go any further on what happened, let's talk about Issac Satlat. Issac was a 22-year-old student who was supposed to graduate on March, the same month as his birthday. He had plans to relocate back in Nigeria to reunite with his family and mostly his mother and siblings, whom he had not seen since 2016. People who knew him described him as a humble and sociable young man who was deeply involved in his community. A member of a Winners Chapel International, he was a former Sunday school student who grew into a big brother figure to many.
You told me he dreamed of working on cars. He was studying motor engineering or mobile engineering.
Yeah, he's studying mobile engineering, and he's due to graduate next month. And this happened to him. Issac loved cars. He's peaceful, he's kind, he's friendly, people love him. He's a champion, he champions his friends all around. Everybody, anywhere he goes, people love him. People like to be around him. Till the day he died, he was with his friends. Till the last minute, he was with his friends. He just went to hustle to become a responsible person.
He was labeled as a creative with his hands and was said to love automobile engineering because he loved to create. All in all, Issac was full of life, and that was tragically turned off by three heartless human beings who were looking to make some quick cash at whatever means. When Issac arrived at the destination, he didn't see anything out of the ordinary, just a couple of people seeking transportation. He willingly let them in, and his fate was sealed. The female decided to sit in front while the male was in the back. It was a few moments later that the couple decided to attack Issac, trying to rob him for everything he's got. But what the perpetrators didn't bank on was that Issac will fight back. Issac fought back with all his might while the couple tried to restrain him. Unfortunately, Issac lost the fight, and the male passenger was able to overpower him and strangled him to death. The footage was retrieved from the dashcam of his car, and that led to the arrest of three suspects, Dikeledi Mpela, Khoisiane Machidi, and McLaren Mashawana. On Friday, the 13th of February, the first suspect, Dikeledi Mpela, was taken into custody. Reports indicate she may have handed herself following immense pressure due to the dashcam video going viral. Over the weekend, two additional male suspects were apprehended by the South African Police Service. The three suspects have since appeared in court and decided to abandon their bail, ensuring that they remain in custody as the case proceeds. They are all being charged with premeditated murder and robbery with aggravating circumstances. The state alleges that the attack was not a spontaneous act of violence, but rather a planned robbery that ended in a senseless death of a young student. Inside the courtroom, the atmosphere was heavy with grief and resolve. The galley was filled with members of the Nigerian Union, E-Hauling Drivers Association, and concerned citizens who picketed outside holding signs demanding justice for Issac.
Then you're here for justice. That's why we're in court. So looking at them, three of them, I also looking at them from a close range. They're young. And then you ask yourself, how did you get to a place where you feel it's okay to kill somebody and take their stuff? So we have a problem. We have a problem, and the problem is not just crime. Crime is just the secondary fruit of the problem. The problem, we need to get to a place where how a person would convince himself to do that. I'm sure it's not their first time. If there was no video in that car, he would just be, that's gone. It's gone. But we're all here today because there was a video. And I was in court and I was messaging his dad. Even when I came out, I called his dad. I said, look, this is it. We're okay with the charges. The first charge is premeditated murder, which we're very much okay with it. So it isn't just murder, it's premeditated. It's something that you planned. So when it comes to sentencing at the end of the day, that would really give them a maximum sentence. And then there's aggravation to somebody's body. That was also a second charge. And anybody who watched the video, the pain of the video isn't just Isaac dying, but is the aggravation, the suffering they inflicted him through. And
despite the victim's nationality, Isaac's family has made a plea for the tragedy not to be used to fuel social division. Family spokesperson Solomon Ashum stated that Isaac's father specifically requested that the public view this as an act of pure criminality rather than a xenophobic attack. At the same time, Isaac's father's health has reportedly deteriorated following the news. Meanwhile, his mother and two siblings in Nigeria await the repatriation of his remains.
But it is sad the way he was gruesomely murdered, the way he was killed. It was something that nobody deserved that sort of way to die. His dad is struggling, very much struggling. We are very afraid for the father especially because his blood pressure has just been shooting up to over 200, 238, and he had to be on medication and all that kind of stuff. And we made sure that we moved him from where he was residing to be with other family from church who would be able to take care of him and to make sure they keep their eye on him.
Community members, the Nigerian Union, and the Nigerian ambassador to South Africa are mobilizing to raise funds to send Isaac's body back to Nigeria. The case, however, has been postponed to the 23rd February 2026 for further bail investigation and to allow the states to finalize its case. It is also said that a very young life was taken just like that, and we send our deepest condolences to his family and friends. That's all we have for you today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.